because we believe in God. If God is truly real, I don't believe that we will fail. Because when I made that commitment before God, as I was telling you, within 4 walls, I said, God, what I'm about to do, if I am truly not in the truth, do not give me the means. If what I want to launch as a military operation is going to create a situation where there will be a lot of suffering, where we are not on the side of truth, do not give me the means. Because at the time I was asking, I didn't have the means, I didn't have any weapons, I didn't have any money. But God, if what we are going to do is meant to bring justice, peace and equality among Ivorians, give me the means. And God gave me the means. It wasn't even it wasn't even a friend who gave me the means. That's how I got involved. That's why I said I have no regrets. If it hadn't been God's path, I wouldn't have received the means. So, dear parents, dear brothers, dear friends, I wanted to reassure you of one thing, that many things happened in the CNO zone. There were killings, theft, looting, so many things that tarnished the name of the rebellion before my arrest. But know one thing, and I always say this to my younger brothers, when you commit to something, do it with sincerity. Since the rebellion strayed from its original path, that is, the path of protecting the people, it has stopped making progress. It came to a halt, it no longer advanced, and it only created more victims. We are withdrawn. And then we said to ourselves, well, we stopped doing anything since there were elections, so that people wouldn't say it was IB who was against the elections, that it was IB who didn't want peace. I said, say radio silent. Let's prepare ourselves, because we're not God, we're not invincible. But when you know the truth, when you know the reality on the ground, we were convinced of one thing, that these elections would end in armed conflict. So let's prepare accordingly. And we prepared ourselves. They went ahead with the elections. What was the result? Here we are. And they couldn't find any other solution but to take up arms to attack Abobo and Anyama. And thank God, despite the limited resources we had, with your blessings, we were able to hold out in the resistance. We fought as best we could. We resisted gradually, slowly, and we managed to arm ourselves from them, from our opponents. Because it's true, we were arming ourselves. When they fell into our ambushes, it allowed us to get a few weapons, and that is the will of God. Without God, you cannot achieve what we have achieved. We don't need to beat our chest. That's not true. It's not because we are strong. It's not because we are miraculous. But it's God who made everything happen. We are only simple actors. We are servants of the people and servants of God. That's all. And that is our mission. We destabilize the command of the fancy general staff through our resistance. That's the reality. They tried everything. They sent the SECOS, they sent the BAE, they sent the Armored Battalion, they sent the BASA, they sent the entire coalition. All the commanders we know, we went to school together, we went through military training together, we know them. They sent everything that was considered Ivorian forces. They couldn't stand up to your children. Thanks to your blessings, thanks to God. But I think that's what we need to acknowledge, instead of telling things that aren't true. But despite that, some people sat down to disparage this great work to say, no, they're nothing, they did nothing. But that's not a problem. But God knows what happened. It's the truth here today. We launched the offensive to free some of our brothers who are at Makam. And from there, we launched the operation on Yopougon the same day, within 24 hours. We cleared out most of Yopougon. Only Yangon was left, but it's not easy. Yopougon is huge. with OTO, the militiamen. But we did it. Every battle is fought with strategy. You don't just get up with weapons and say, just because you have weapons, that you can throw yourself into the field. That's not how fighting works. It takes study, thought, careful planning, and then you launch operations with everyone's orders, with each command. We knew that the BAE was the strongest of the militias. So, to destabilize the militias, we had to bring down the BAE. It's tactical. You can't just make it up. You can't just pick that up at the market. That takes study. And for 4 hours, under the command of my deputy, the BAE fell with all their weapons. And we took the command camp in Yopogon, everything, and we secured Ndokwa. And to our great surprise, around 7 p.m., we hear that a convoy is coming down the highway. No one tells us anything. No one calls me. They tell me, IB, your brothers are coming or so much.
Josian.
Nothing.
And they have had. Yes.
Because they have every weapon.